So nice to see you all. This is the final class for this series of teachings. If you have anything you want to ask, now is the time to ask it, because then I won't be available anymore, at least to the ones watching online. So if you have any questions regarding the techniques I shared with you earlier, or anything else that I can answer regarding the spiritual path, now is your time to do it, to ask. I will be giving you one last technique for this series that I believe it is can be helpful for all of you that are working as healers or just want a deeper meditational technique. So I'll just go ahead with that, and do write your questions in the chat, and if not, then well, there's not much that can be done about it after this one. So here we are. We saw the three Vajras last time, and the request for blessings. So you have to imprint the three syllables in their three corresponding places in the energetic spheres in the head, the throat, and the heart. And as you sound it, you imagine the light that is blessing it and cleaning from the negativities of each level. So this is what we've already seen so far. And from now on, things get a little bit more complicated, but only, let me just quit this one. So only a bit, not much to worry. So this is a more complete than practice. It includes everything. So you will imagine the three syllables in their places. You will connect with the three syllables, and you will pray to the Buddhas, to the angels, if you wish, of all directions, to bless them. So you have Om in the head, A in the throat, and Hum in the middle of your chest. So you just do a prayer so that your body, speech, and mind, because these are the correspondences for these three levels, is blessed by the Buddhas and the angels. So you will take a moment as you're sounding the syllables, and as you're sounding, you will imagine now that lights literally are manifested from the place, but also expand everywhere, but also return. So this is like a pulsation of lights, no? But do imagine that there's first like a pulsation, an opening of the point, and then a return of light to the point. So after you've done all the three points, what you will do is you will imagine now, because by now it's good to have somehow imprinted the syllables in your mind, and I've given you the techniques last time on how to do all that. So once you have it, once you're clear with all of that, then you will imagine that the white Om from the head goes down the middle of the body, the central channel, and joins the Hum in the heart. So once this happens, this is of course internally, there is a new light created in the center of your chest. And then what you will see is that the red A is moving again down and is joining the light that has been created in the chest. And this light that the A and the Hum create, you imagine it as like a multicolored light. Like a rainbow light. So when the A goes down the central channel, it enters this sphere of multicolored lights like a rainbow, and from red it becomes white. So then you are left with this. in the center of your chest. The white A in the tigle, inside this sphere of light. And what you will do at this point, you will sound along A, and you will imagine that from here, which is actually your most centered, your highest level of vibration, you can say, or in Buddhism and in Dzogchen, we say, from our true nature, from our highest potential, we send light to all the Buddhas. So now, very consciously, now we are not only connecting our three levels, but from our whole being, we are connecting with all the Buddhas. So you will sound along Ah and imagine you're sending this light to all of them, and you can imagine that the Buddhas receive it. And as they receive, then they respond to this, sending their blessings and their light back to the Ah in your chest. And you sound another Ah as you see this process happening, light returning from all the Buddhas in the center of your chest. As this happens, this light totally transforms your being. You can say, reveals your highest potential. It's transforming you also into a Buddha. And from here, you can just stay contemplating, meditating, or proceed with your healing. You can proceed with any type of healing that you like. If you're a psychotherapist, or if you are offering healing with the hands, like energy healing or massage therapy, or any type of healing, you can just use this technique to connect with your center in the best possible way. And after that, you have to remain a little bit contemplating and meditating. And then after that is finished, then you can go ahead and continue with the healing that you will be offering, or just remain meditating for as long as you wish. So this is the technique then. Let me see what questions there are here. I don't understand if you use all the healing techniques for others and yourself at one time. I don't quite understand this question. You want me to talk about the program? I thought I've done that. Yes. Good. So, if you have any questions regarding what we just saw, and if not, I will just continue doing this. No? Good, no questions so far. So we'll just go ahead. And maybe I'll speak a little bit for whatever you wish me to speak when we finish. So let me just bring up the PowerPoint again so that you can have a little bit of a glimpse of the syllables. You have to imprint the white Om. You can see it here at the top. The red A, and that is the white Om at the center of the head, the red A at the center of the throat, and the blue Hum in the center of your chest. So you start by visualizing this. And then we will sound the Om Hum, and we will do the joining in the Tigle, and then the two A's, and remain contemplating. You are all looking at me with weird eyes, like this got really weird. Nah, it's simple. So let's enjoy this practice, since it's the highest of the lot also. You can have your eyes closed or open, and you just find a comfortable place. And take a moment to visualize the three syllables representing the three levels of existence inside your body. White Om in the center of the head, red Ah in the center of the throat, and blue Hum in the middle of the chest, representing the levels of body, speech or energy, emotions, and deep understanding or familiarity with our true nature, with our highest potential. Take a moment to visualize them in their corresponding colors and places inside the center of the body. And also for this one, imagine a transparent energy tube connecting them right at the center of the body. So bring your attention in the center of your head, White Om, and as we're sounding the syllable, imagine light pulsating and returning as Buddhas are blessing our existence of body, our material level, the external reality. See this energy center activated, full of light, with a white Om still shining in the middle of it. And the whole body being blessed on the material level. Bring your attention in the middle of the throat, red Ah, requesting blessings for energy, removing energy blockages, cleaning of negativity, balancing emotions, and so on. And as the light returns, it purifies the center of the throat, but also it spreads around in the whole body, blessing, cleaning, removing blockages, purifying energy. Perceive your energy totally purified and blessed, also protected. Bring your attention to the center of your chest now, where you will see again the blue Hung syllable. Allow it to pulsate and receive blessings from all the Buddhas. And as blessings return, allow your perception of your highest potential, of your true nature, be purified. Allow your eyes to close if you had them open, and visualize the three syllables inside their spheres of light, inside this central tube, inside this central channel, in the center of your body, of course. Bring your attention to the Ah, the white Ah in the head. And we will slowly visualize it, each one at their own time, moving down the central channel and joining the Hum in the chest, creating a multicolored sphere of light there. Just take your time and imagine the white Ah descending, meeting the Hum in the chest. As the unification is happening, just visualize this beautiful multicolored sphere of light forming in the center of your chest. Both syllables have melted into this new light. And we will now imagine the red Ah from the throat descending and uniting with the sphere of light in the chest. And as this is happening, the Ah is transformed into a white, bright, shining Ah, surrounded by all the colors of the rainbow, finding its place in the center of your chest. This Ah now representing your highest potential, your Buddha nature. Take a moment to experience this. You don't need to rush. Take a moment to contemplate a moment like touching the principles of love and compassion as you're experiencing them right now in your life. But do not beautify anything, do not change anything. See them as they are, even if you see them as limitations. We will sound a long Ah, and we will imagine sending offerings, beautiful lights to all the Buddhas. Imagine this light reaching them as an offering. Now you can imagine the Buddhas responding, and as we're sounding again another Ah, imagine multiple lights returning to your Ah in the center of chest, bringing the purest forms of love and compassion and blessings. And imagine as they reach your chest that they transform us to our highest level, a Buddha of the rainbow, a Buddha with all accomplishments. Take a moment to visualize yourself as the Rainbow Buddha. And we'll just remain contemplating like this for a while. Okay, it's sufficient so far. Oh, you're looking nicer now. So, so that's it. That's my proposal for preparation for healing or for meditation for the healers. You will find, well, that's for the online teaching anyway. You will find the full PowerPoint of these teachings in the classes. Like in one, I will send it and packed into one, so you'll have everything there. And if you have any more questions or anything to ask, now's the time. Or if you want me to speak about anything, again, now's the time to ask. I'll just give you a moment. Talk about death. Who's Tina? Let me see who's Tina. Tina's iPad. This is Tina's iPad. Okay. Yes. So, what are you interested in knowing? So, one thing that is important is in this process of transitioning, which is better if we consider it so, because many people see death as the end or as the beginning. In the Tibetan culture, for example, since we are exploring a little bit of that, these states, they are called the bardos, the intermediary states. Literally, there is nothing permanent. We are moving all the time. We are transitioning from one to the other. So we are always in an intermediate state. So if then that is so, what is it all about? Where are we going? No, this would be the question to ask. Well, then the answer is we are all being perfected as beings. We are all becoming Buddhas. We are all reaching our finest potential in that sense. So whatever we are experiencing in between, it's all just transitionary states. So death is a transitionary state, and in that sense it should be considered so. But it is important because during this process of dying, one thing that is truly amazing is that this light of the self manifests in its totality. So imagine if you're dying in fear, or if you're dying in love, or if you're dying in the hands of grace, or let's say totally conscious and aware of your divinity. No? So imagine that. So that could give immense potential to your passing. Because literally, as you are transitioning into this new bardo, this new level of existence, you are transitioning very consciously with, or we can say, rooted to your center. And as you are exiting your body, the level of your experience will literally affect where you're going. So if you're dying in fear, or if you're dying in hate, or if you're dying in love, or if you're dying in grace, if you're dying connected and unshaken, totally linked to your true nature, this will affect where you're going. But the most interesting part is that you can actually liberate during death. You can become a Buddha during death, during this process of dying. So there's a whole series of teachings. We give it occasionally, where we teach people how to die consciously and how to prepare for death consciously. It is a pity to spend your life and only practice for this little dying part, but it is as important as living consciously and practicing consciously all your life. Because in the end, this door will open. And you have that opportunity, so why not fight for it? You know, why not literally take that chance to be conscious and aware and die in love and connected to your true nature. So the idea then is dying very consciously, knowing the process, feeling the process, following the steps, and then good things can happen. So that's a way to deal with it. Literally, we can say, or some people might say that, oh, living is a preparation for dying. No, life is beautiful and it's perfect. It's not a preparation for dying. Life is what it is. But when you're meditating, you are actually preparing for your death. When you're meditating, you are becoming more conscious and you're becoming more aware, observing, accepting, taking things as they come, and not assuming anything, not trying to change anything. So that is very important, because literally when you're meditating, you are doing a rehearsal of time. And of course, during your sleeping also. Because sleeping is very important in terms of this intermediary states. So another whole set of practices is being aware while you're sleeping, while you're dreaming. So that's a whole different way of training for this process of transitioning or achieving Buddhahood at the end. But you do need a high level of meditation for all of these. So meditate as much as you can. And hoping you get a chance to receive this type of teachings in the future. Well, you can also ask, maybe we can offer them, but for sure, if you don't get a chance to find them through a good teacher, then at least meditate. At least do good progress in your meditation practice. That would be very helpful for your passing. And then, of course, the fear of the transition is attachment to forms, is attachment to what we think we are. And we only have a glimpse of what we really are. We are only experiencing such a limited array of our potential. So the idea is mainly, again, practice, meditate more. The problem is attachment. The problem is that we stay too much attached to our own personalities, to how we understand ourselves, to our health, to our kids, to our house, to our life, and that's all going to pass. That's all going to change. We cannot hold on to anything. Impermanence is the name of the game here. So it is it's very important that you train with this. Understand all phenomena as changing. Understand yourself as changing, as passing. A beautiful practice that you can do is literally look at the sky. When you have the opportunity, just look at the sky and Learn to recognize things as they're passing, clouds as they're changing, and understand that as the basis of all transitioning. One thing remains steady and certain: your true nature will remain steady. The grace of God in your heart will remain. And it is like this fabric of the sky. The rest is imprints of life and our perception, and regard them also as so. Try this practice next time you are in fear of dying. Understand your nature as the nature of the sky. And this could be helpful. What else? How important is the collective meditation if it's multiplying the effectivity? Yes. The more people meditate together, the more effective is the practice. But personally, I do not believe so much in this type of, if we manage to meditate together or pray together at a specific time, so many people would make a change in our world or something like that. The effect for the people meditating together will be multiplied, yes, because now we are sharing all our consciousness, all our achievements, all our negativity also. This you should consider as well. But the collective light is stronger than darkness, so needn't worry about that. So we are sharing our potential, and that is great. But this type of new age thinking that, if we manage to get the critical mass going, like so many people practicing together, then we can change the fate of the world or something like that. I do not believe in that. But your own liberation could change the fate of this world for sure. If you manage in this life, you could affect so much. You could not even think about how much you can change the world. So in that sense, we believe in unity and units. But understand that it is your path that is important also as a person, as a practitioner. You should invest in your path as a path of clarity. And this is the best way to help others and yourself at the same time. So that I think it is important to see it like this. In a way, we cannot be liberated by something else. Well, I mean, of course we can. Just if you have faith in the Messiah and you have the time to wait, the Messiah will liberate everything. But again, it is very relevant to how you understand your existence right now. In that sense, we are responsible for our liberation, for our enlightenment in a way, and for the changing of our circumstances. For what it's worth out there, there is a part that we can all play in our neighborhood, you can say, to change things, and we can very much help with all of this in that sense. I know some people are typing, so I'm just waiting. Okay, somebody's asking what you can do if there's an issue persistent, I'm guessing a health issue. Well, I'm only doing an introduction to this course of 3 years intensive training, so I cannot do it here, and it's very general, your question, so it's difficult to answer it. But hopefully the program will take place eventually, so you'll get a chance to go through the training There are so many things, so many things. Oh, good. Your mother-in-law started doing Qigong. That's a miracle. No, I don't know her. I'm just joking. Yeah, we can affect our network in that sense. The more we change in ourselves, the more we are affecting the people that are close to us. And in the beginning, you might not think that it's so much, but literally you can start to transform people around you. And that's the whole idea of doing practice and praying for others and working for others, and for ourselves at the same time. It is very important that's why one of the first things that I shared with you is prayer. It is very much the foundation for change is prayer. So do use it. It is really, really important. Literally, I don't know how else to put it, but imagine that they are ears listening for your prayer for others. Literally, we are like the sky is waiting for you to intervene with your prayer. But there will not be any intervening without your asking. So ask. Remember what Jesus was teaching. You have to ask, you have to knock on that door. So the idea is always ask for others, ask for help, pray for others. It is very important. It is the foundation. Hopefully we can do more. This is just an introduction, Wolfgang. This is just touching the water temperature. Yeah. So thank you all very much for being here. If you want to ask anything about the projects in Europe, you can contact Simone at simone@amrita.gr. Or you can write at info@amrita.gr. There are certain things also happening online, so you can check if you want to try some of them. Oh, there's still a question. Okay. So it's always very difficult because here there's a question about somebody helping their own people, their mother or their friends and so on. When you're too much involved with a person, it is always very difficult. Mainly the thing that is not there is clarity. But there's also another thing. Sometimes we are more attached to the people we love, so we do not let go. And also, you should understand the roots of illnesses. Illnesses can have a very simple root that can be easily healed. It could be something very simple. And there could be a lot of heavy karma also behind it. So certain things cannot heal. We've seen fantastic results in cases of cancer, for example, that nobody was expecting healing for that, but it happened. And in other cases, there's a bad knee or a bad shoulder, and you're trying for months and months and nothing is happening. Why is that? There is a certain type of karma involved. There is a certain type of learning or things that need to be somehow fixed through this, either understanding or some type of balancing, of rebalancing of reality. So in a way, there is no punishment here. There's nothing that is happening to make our life miserable or heavy or difficult. Everything that is happening is here to teach us. We're here to learn. And that's what you should always keep in mind. So sometimes we do not get the message. We are not learning. Like we had this, I cannot help forgetting this. There was this guy that came with lung cancer, and we only had one chance to do one healing. So he said, but please, can you help me? I said, yeah, sure, we can try. So we tried something, and cancer gone, no problem. This guy was a smoker, a heavy smoker, and so on. And this was when he was like 78 or 79, so, like after a decade, what is he doing again? He's still smoking. No, so the message is not that they do not get it in that sense. So now again problems, and after 10 years, now he's contacting me again for a solution, because now the problem has returned. So, I mean, what's happening there? You're not getting the message, obviously. You're not understanding what the illness is telling you. Illnesses are not just there to punish us. They're there to teach us. So one thing that you should ask yourself, or the person involved in that sense could ask themselves, is what am I learning? Or what am I not getting from all of this? What needs change? How can I approach again my reality? And then when it comes to healing our own, I find it always very difficult. Many times they do not allow me to do it, especially the people close to me. They say, no, you don't, I don't want you to do something. And in a way, it's strange, because it's like they know the change will happen. So sometimes they reject healing for that. And some other times we're so, as I was saying, we're so attached to the people we love that we do not do a good job. We are doing it out of self-concern, out of ego in that sense. And passing through the filter of ego, healing is never so potent. So it has to pass through love and grace and unconditional sharing, and that's it, you know. So in that sense, maybe somebody else can try for the person that you are also trying. And sometimes even so, there is no healing, because there is no understanding, there is no learning from the person. And in that sense, the lesson is acceptance, observing our condition and trying to learn from our limitations. And of course, as healers, the lesson here is learning to let go, is learning to act in love, give the best that you can, and don't worry about the result. For what it's worth, you have played your part. And once you go into this thing and you're doing this every day, you cannot attach to who's being healed and who's not. I mean, if I connect and consider every day, if I've done good by the success rate, then that's not the point. So what if everybody is healed? Then, wow, I must be worth something. And what if nobody's healed? Whoa, you don't know your thing. You should go work for the construction site or something. So, so the idea is do the best that you can as a healer, and do not concern yourself about what people say or how successful you are. The success is bringing light into this world consciously, and that's what it's all about. Either relieving pain, or touching people with love, or sharing what you have in terms of light, or just pushing them in the right direction, or praying for them, and not necessarily they need to know, or they need to see the grandeur of your efforts or whatever it is. So do the best and do it quietly, and fulfill it in the best possible way with love, and that's what it's really all about. And do not worry so much about how effective things are. You can keep on helping them, these people that they do not heal easily, with different things. So teaching them to meditate, or to relax deeper, or to start a healing process by themselves. I very often would teach a healing practice to a person and ask them to do it for themselves or for their family or things like that. So they are in charge of their process. Many times it's so unconscious what they're experiencing that unless they go into this driving seat of healing themselves, the healing is not effective. So this is I think important to know. The best thing in terms of energy healing, because now there is this question about how to investigate where it's starting or how it started. Well, sometimes you will be dealing with things that are very obvious, and other times you will be dealing with things that are really cannot be explained at all. So that's why in the training of healers, what we do is we share techniques of 3 levels. Techniques of the external level, that is diagnosing, helping with the body, techniques that are very connected with elixirs, certain medicine, homeopathy, energy therapy, like radionics and so on. And then the second level of healing practices is more connected with, let's say, directing and manipulating energy inside the body and with different techniques and so on. So this is directed specifically at the energy of the person. So you change the flow of the energy, and then this new flow is creating a healing effect for the person. And then the third part is literally working with the karmic network of the person, in a way working with their limitations that could be causing illnesses, and on that more spiritual, you can say, plane, affecting the course of healing. So once you start working there, then again another healing wave starts, but from a totally different perspective in that sense. So there are 3 ways to approach it. As a healer, you should be able to have some kind of perception of where the origin is. So it could be from a very simple way, like you're being stupid and you're not taking care of your body. So they're hitting their body all the time. It could be an energetic problem, so you're addressing that. Or it could be something more karmic, more spiritual in that sense, and then you need a different approach. For the 3 levels, there are 3 different sets of techniques, and of course hundreds on each level, but in that sense you need to find the right approach, understanding where the origin is in terms of body, energy, and spirit or soul in that sense. But it's, again, that is pretty general in that sense of how we apply and what we apply. Yes, certain times, as somebody is writing here, people do not want to heal. Yes, in certain occasions there is a kind of a, well, it could be neurotic illnesses or a neurotic resistance in that sense. So through being sick or through manifesting this limitation, they are somehow receiving something else. They are being fed in a different way, you could say. So yes, it is important for people, for us as healers, to understand what is the game here, what is being played. And there are these cases also where we see that people, it's not so much that they don't want to be healed, it's they are gaining, they are receiving something else from this process. Yes, they are suffering and they are experiencing the illness, but also through that they're gaining something, this little something. So if you see what they really need or what they are really trying to get, then you can address that, help them realize that, and this would help the illness to become weaker in that sense. And then you can address the illness again. So hitting at the root of the problem is their desire for what they're not getting, and they're trying to get through their illness. Yes, exactly. This is the whole idea: seeing illness as a way of healing, as a way of growing, as a way of overcoming your issue. In terms of they are all like stepping stones for growing. So that's it. This was the last one of this series. As I was saying, you can contact Simone to get updates on our projects in Europe, or you just write directly to the site if you're interested in something that we are already offering. Either way, this will be on the site, so you can access all these teachings always there. And if you have any issues, you can write to me personally at Michalis at amrita.gr. And if you don't have any issues, then please don't bother me, and enjoy life, and hopefully be happy. So it was nice meeting all of you, and hoping for the best. Bye.